Hi, I'm Chris. I've been with Shreveport Community Church since 2018. I had actually been involved in the Catholic Church for years and then kind of fell away from the church. And it's been 20 years since I've even set foot in a church. I didn't completely walk away. I was still what they called the Creaster Catholic. So I went on Christmas and Easter and that was it. Dad got a job with GM, so him and my mom moved down here. And if you know anything about the cost of living in Baltimore, I couldn't survive. I moved down here to be with them. Ever since then, it just kind of stuck. I actually grew up in theater. In high school, I was the production manager. I dabbled in college a little bit with theater, but then once I got out of college, I worked for a cheerleading competition company doing their productions, and then I left there and went and worked for a company doing runway shows for Neiman Marcus. So I've been heavy into theater, and girl I was dating at the time wanted to go see a Christmas show. And I'm like, perfect, I can handle that. Let me find something. So I was looking at the Strand and everything else, but they just, for whatever reason, they didn't have anything going on those weekends. Ended up here. So where I was working, the one guy that worked with me, he come in the day after I bought tickets, ironically, and he was exhausted. I'm like, dude, why are you so tired? He said, my daughter's in this Christmas show. We're with Songs of the Season. I'm like, I just bought tickets for that. What is it? That's kind of what started to plug me in. Was I already had a built-in member of the church that I just didn't have a clue. Yeah, the show was great, I enjoyed it, but I'm sitting there watching everything up top. The movers was spinning around and all the different cues. We got through the bulk of the show. Duron actually had started doing his altar call. I was just sitting there listening, there's nothing else going on in the auditorium. It's quiet, it's dark. Don't ask me what he actually said, but it started to feel more and more of a weight on my chest. It all started building and building and building. And finally, the tears just started going. And I'm like, I have no idea why I'm sitting here crying, listening to this guy. In my mind, there's nothing all that impactful to what he's saying, but it planted that seed. I went into work and Casey Jacobson actually saw me and had mentioned, why don't you come to church with me? I ended up here that Sunday. It was the same thing. I had that same moving experience in the middle of worship. Pastor Denny got up there and he started doing his thing and I was hooked and I was coming no matter what. And it just so happened that first Wednesday service, the serve teams would get together. So they put the map up, Connect team goes here, youth goes over there, and production had showed it somewhere behind the stage. So I poked my head in the door and sure enough, there was the whole production team sitting there. And once I started going through my background, they were like, you'd be perfect upstairs. And I showed up that next Sunday and they sat me down at Pro. And as of today, I'm almost in my 8th year at the church. Done 4 or 5 songs of the season. I miss very few Sundays, even though nobody knows I'm here because I'm always upstairs. I'm not the person to walk up and shake your hand and say, hey, come to church with me, but I can definitely serve God. I kind of see that as a piece of my worship. I can use my talents I was given to make it enjoyable for everyone else. It goes the same thing with Songs of the Season. And I'm able to look back and go, I can see God's hand in my life. As much as I'm ready to go home on that last day of the show, it's an honor for me to be able to say, this brought me here and hopefully it brings someone else here.